Welcome to the Eyewitness Testimony um, tutorial here. Just to go over a few things, let me just declare that the tutorial that you're watching does not replace the reading of the directions. So make sure you get familiarized with these directions here. Okay, the word count does matter, um, but let me just go over a few items here. Now, I'm not going to read through the directions, but I'm going to point out some very simple directions, okay, that's going to help you out here. Now, you're going to use the GCU library, and you're going to find two articles, okay? And we give you the actual words to type in, okay, which will be eyewitness and memory and eyewitness testimony, okay? So you could just highlight this information here and just copy and paste it into the browser, okay, into the library page, okay. Make sure you are writing 750 to 1,000 words. All right. Now, the word count does not consider reference page, citations, or the heading where your name and all that stuff's at. Uh, okay, so there should be no quotes either. So if you do quote, that doesn't count. But there should be no quoting. Students right now should be utilizing their academic writing skills through analysis and proper paraphrasing and writing and citing. Okay, each paragraph should have a citation because you're going to be discussing the article, some contents of the article. All right, and so what you want to do is you want to copy and paste memory and eyewitness testimony in the GCU library. Okay, so there's a few things you want to do to make sure you are getting this correct. And one of the things you want to make sure you're doing is that you are actually finding the peer-reviewed research articles. Okay, and by now students should know how to actually access that. All right. Now, given that the directions give you the words to type in, if you have any problems whatsoever, and this is something that I have been directing students through, if you go to the library.gcu.edu, if you have any issues, there's the Ask a Librarian service hours, okay? And right here's the contact information. My advice is to actually call them, all right? There's a toll-free number with extension, or you can just dial the actual number to the librarian, okay? The reason why I say call them directly is because they could actually help you while you're on the computer and the phone at the same time, all right? Now, um, you shouldn't have to get to this point because the directions give you the actual words to type in. Now, structuring the essay is pretty basic, and there's different ways you can do it. All right, and but you want to make sure you are writing an APA. Okay, make sure this is in third person. We're not asking you for your opinion on the articles. We're asking you to break down the articles. Okay. You're going to briefly summarize both of them. So what you want to do is you can do it one or two ways. Okay, you can briefly summarize an article. Okay, discuss it pretty thoroughly, and then you can say based upon the information, is the eyewitness testimony reliable or unreliable? And then after you do that with one article, you can go through the process of step one and step two again. Okay? And you can do that. Sometimes what students do is they'll actually briefly summarize both articles in multiple paragraphs. And then after they thoroughly done that, then they write a good thorough analysis if basically saying if the eyewitness testimony is reliable or unreliable. Okay? Now, one of the things you want to do while you're discussing these articles is you have to connect your research to a memory theory that's discussed in chapter 7 of the textbook. Okay, so as you're analyzing these, you want to make that comparison. Okay, you can make that comparison within the brief summary, or you can make the comparison in the reliable, unreliable section. Make sure that each article has a theory that's posted to it. So if you have article one you're summarizing, and then you summarize it in a couple paragraphs. You also want to make sure in those couple paragraphs that you're attaching that memory theory to it, okay? Paraphrasing it in there, no quoting. You also want to make sure that when you do tie in a memory theory, that you're using citation from the book. Cite the book and put the reference of the book into the reference page on top of the other two articles you're going to find. Okay, so and I can and let me show you real quick. Let me show you real quick where you can actually find the reference to the book. So if you come down here and you open up, and I deselected it, but you open up course materials and select on psychology in your life, here is the reference. So your citations should be Grissom, comma, Heatherton, comma, at uh, Gazaniga 2016. But this is going to be your actual reference in the reference page. Okay, you can copy and paste it in there. Just make sure you align it um, and format the reference page according to APA. Okay, so that's what you'll do. All right, so make sure you have to have three references in there since you are using the book and you're citing the book. You make sure that you take a theory and you discuss it with each of those, and you can use that one theory if you want to discuss each article. That's fine with me. I just want to see that you do it. Okay, so if you have any questions about this, please feel free to ask. Okay, again, watching this tutorial does not replace the reading of the directions, but just want to make sure I go over a little bit more, on the surface what you should be doing. Okay, make sure you're writing in multiple paragraphs. This should not be one long paragraph essay. I'm going to kick it back and tell you to section it off in different paragraphs, and I'm going to deduct points for that. By now, students should be writing in multiple paragraphs. Okay, so if you have any questions, please send me a message in a private forum. Hopefully, everyone's watching this no later than Wednesday night. Thanks.